Hello everyone, welcome to your daily card reading. I'm sorry, I was going to do the live chicken oracle, but I kind of need the day to be in the space of it, because it's a totally different thing than doing a card reading, because I really have to like backtrack and talk about things. It's quite a different type of oracle. So if I have a busy day, I can't really get around to it. Yesterday I was moving, the day before was busy, and then I totally forgot it's Songkran, which is the Thai New Year. So today's definitely a very, very busy day, but I wanted to check in and just let you know the New Year is celebrated for 3 days. I'm not sure when I'm going to get around to it. I wanted to say tomorrow, but I don't want to promise tomorrow because there's just so much going on right now. It's wonderful, great energy right now. So it's funny because the live oracle is talking about some heavy stuff that happened with the chickens, and it's kind of like that's exactly the energy we're in right now, is kind of walking away from heavy stuff and coming into this light, bright, fun time. So anyway, I am going to get around to it hopefully soon. I'm going to do this for, I think I went up to the 13th, so this is for the 14th. And really I'm just posting it to check in with you and let you know that I'm going to get around to the live chicken oracle pretty soon. So anyway, okay, I'm going to try and make this briefer. And I'm going to draw one tree magic card and maybe 3 chicken cards. Okay, so we have the pine tree, eternal love. Maybe we'll put that there. And it says, the light of love cannot be extinguished from heart or soul because the light is eternal. Number 30, the pine tree. And this has to do with zero factoring our physical reality. Really just kind of coming into a new cycle, a new cycle of life and mind, and just kind of a new cycle of life, I guess, that also shifts mind, and just really coming into a new phase and movement in our relationships and in our social experience. We have this movement. Amida? Now, hologram, you guys never eat these when I give them to you, and then now you're eating them because you're on my show. Yeah, go drink water. Okay. Actually, I'm going to draw one more card. Okay. So, we have Amida, which is protection or forgiveness. And forgiveness is really acceptance. Just acceptance of people, not necessarily what happened, or not being okay with the way things went, or maybe things said, or you don't have to be okay with what's not good, but really accepting people for who they are, in their limitations, and in their own path in life, So, and then it's also protection. So it has to do with like anger, conflict, fighting, but it's about, how do we move away from that? Because it's not very effective for anybody. I mean, it's like fighting is really to find out if you should interact with a person or not, if you should be around them. And that's where the protection comes in. Protection is, it's not okay if people, are harming us or hurting us, and they probably will continue to do that. Most people get into patterns unless you can talk to them and really come to a resolution. Whoa, that's a double crow, both sides. There's Lilo, and then I guess we didn't give you a name, but he's my green blue heavy egg layer that dual purpose for breeding. So Lilo has to do with the passion and the fire, and then this guy here who's I don't know, telling the girls there's something there. Oh, I guess there is something there. Anyway, he represents fertility, really. I mean, actually roosters do in general, but I mean that's exactly what he is all about. So we have this passion and this fertility, which is, again, giving birth, and this zero factoring here. So we have this almost heralding of a new thing that is coming to life. So all right, so Amida, we start out with this kind of, I don't know, understanding of what the origin of the fighting is about, right? So we have to figure out why there's a fight. Can we resolve it, or can we not? Is it deeply ingrained patterns, and we need to protect ourselves and be okay with who they are, but find a third party. That's what I always say about protection. If you can find a third party, or go somewhere else, or get somebody involved in between to mediate, really helps. Even if it doesn't solve the problem, it takes the pressure off, so that you can remove yourself from the situation. Because that's really all we can do for protection, is remove ourselves from people, or whatever it is that's harming us. But we need, maybe need a third party to mediate or to protect. And sometimes, if we can't get a third party, I've done this in very, very difficult situations where I couldn't get out in time, and you call on, that creative source, and you ask for protection, and you put yourself in a bubble, and you stay positive, and stay with the angelic spirits and the high vibration, and have that as your third party, and have that surrounding you and protecting you. So you can always call on a third party in the physical world or in the spiritual world. And then actually it's interesting, because Kung, he represents the Kung Bushmen that live a very simple life, but it's very energy efficient, and they have this amazing connection to the universe, and calling in healing energy, and calling in protective energy, and calling in informative energy. So they have this deep, close bond with the source, and they're very connected, and they don't do so much planning. Everything's very spontaneous. So it's like they receive information as time goes on, and then just only cross any bridge when they come to it, and they very, very in the moment, very present type of people, because they're just having to listen to nature also, and listen to the people around them, and see what is needed for how the flows of life go. And as things arise, they are able to really be very attentive and alert to anything, because they're only living in the moment. They're not sitting there planning a year in advance, all this stuff or whatever. They're just living in the moment, and experiencing their almost like current, up-to-date, like constantly changing reality, so it's like they stay on top of things, and they're very, very efficient with their energy, and they're their collection of food and resources, and then even their balance of self and other, where they come and go with different types of people as needed again, and then go off on their own as needed. So they have different size groups, tribes, and bands that will, form for certain reasons as needed. So this is really saying, we have to be okay with whatever is. If we need a third party, we can draw on this third party, but it's about staying present and in the moment, and really just being alert to your surroundings and to what is happening moment to moment, and being okay with everything that is, and then moving away or protecting yourself from anything that is harmful. So, I even want to say there's, moving towards different people, moving off on your own, because there's a lot of movement with the Kung Bushman. Hi, Lila. We have a visitor. Oh, now he's leaving. So anyway, then we move into Erika Windata, which is the Dominion, and they do have this. They're very. You can't really conquer hunter-gatherers because they don't really have a leader, an established leader, and it's not until times of war that all of the seers and the healers become the leaders and guide the people. But it's hard for somebody from the outside to see who's in charge, because there's nobody really in charge. Everybody is in charge of themselves, and then they have so many different leaders that they just kind of fill the role when needed. So it's very interesting how there's a hidden silent structure that can come to life when needed, but it lays dormant. So they don't have to think about it. It's just that everybody steps up and plays a role that is natural for them in times of need. And that's the Dominion card. We have the two of fire, the 9 of fire and the 2 of fire, and we have the 4 of fire here. So lots of fire. And we had Lilo, who is also fiery passion. So it's that has to do with movement and action. Okay, but it's interesting because we have this like adjustment and this clarity and this protection, almost like a stillness that comes about, and then kind of a listening and being alert and aware. And then we have this, and Erika Windata does have to do with focusing on the positive and keeping yourself okay during a hard time, like in the cold or during a difficult time in life. But you just do that as you need to get out of a situation. And her story was that she was like very abused by the other chickens in the flock, and then she was separated and isolated and very alone and scared. And then finally I was able to get her to join my flock by finally making sense to this guy. So who had her separated, and then she came into my flock and she immediately plowed into a bunch of chickens and just went to sleep and cuddled, and had been a happy chicken ever since. And then so it's the story of making it through one foot in front of the other, staying positive during any hard time, and knowing that it will pass. Because sometimes when we're experiencing something, we don't feel like it's going to pass. We feel like that's all we're ever going to experience, and this is life now, or something like that. And really, it's just a passing energy. And it's like the next day you feel better, or a couple days later you feel better. You just have to trust that you're going to move through that energy, and that energy is going to move past you. It's fleeting, and then you again come into a new life. So she really had this total rebirth into a new life, like all of a sudden. So, yeah, it's interesting how this kind of movement in our relationships and the zero factor, the renewal, the rebirth, the start of a new cycle. And today is Songkran, the Thai New Year. So it's, there's this energy of new life, and then and a new phase. But it seems like we're kind of pulling through something here where we just have to set our energy, set our boundaries, and know that they are set, and then stay focused on the present moment, and not do too much planning, not do too much thinking, really doing more experiencing and being and listening and being alert and aware. And then as we do that, everything kind of falls together and becomes clear for us. And then there's this moment of this breakaway from a situation of imprisonment. Something has imprisoned us. And, a lot of times it's mental imprisonment, egotistical imprisonment. It's like our belief systems imprisonment, mind that imprisons us. And then sometimes it is, living situations or, life situations that are imprisoning us. It can be either. It can be in the internal world or the external world, either one. But we have to have faith that that if we, stay in the moment and just be present with ourselves and our surroundings, that we will know what to do when we need to do it, and we will be able to eventually move out of the energy and move into this new phase of life, this new existence. And then we have the Four of Fire as overall card I wanted to draw, and this is just basically a message of sweet emotions and making sweet emotions. It's almost similar. It's what we need to do with her, and to stay positive. But it's almost like the Bushmen. They really stay in the present moment and know how to act and take action and do things, so that they have a pleasant, happy lifestyle. Because if something's dragging us down, if we're not feeling good, then that we need to do something else. We need to figure out something to make us happy, something to counterbalance, to antidote the bad feelings. And then maybe sometimes there's ghosts. This is it can be nostalgia, like feeling like we're missing something or something's lost. And if we stay present and alert and aware to our surroundings, often we can find what makes us feel good in our surroundings. So fix our relationships. Our relationships are relationships no matter what, and we can fix them in our mind, we can fix them in our heart, even if we don't fix them in the physical world. But just to feel good and maybe accept yourself and what you have had to do, or accept other people and what they've had to do, and just be okay with the whole thing. And that's what the whole Amida message is too. So that's how we kind of get all of our energy present from the past. We want all of our energy present from the past, and then in the moment we create our future. So we have all of our happiness, and we make sure that we live to promote that happiness and to cultivate that happiness. And then from that space we can enjoy the moment for creating our future. It's like we can make our future present. We can make our future in this moment. What do we want next? And we make it now. So and really, when time collapses, we have the present and the past and the future in the present. It is all able to be present with us here. So it's really about bringing what we want into our present life, and then and our emotions are our gauge, what makes us feel good, what doesn't make us feel good. The information is in the emotions. The emotions are there to tell us what is makes us feel strong and happy and good, and what makes us feel weak and sad and overwhelmed, and we don't want that. So if there's something that makes us really feel bad, that's the information that we should not be around that. We need to be around what makes us feel good and strong and happy, and what promotes us and supports us, and those are our true connections that the Bushmen have with each other and with the universe and with nature, and really they have these very strong, clear, concrete connections that they are able to really keep the emotions positive and keep the experience to promote the good emotions and that feeling of, yes, everything is right in the world, and I feel good, So, again, it says, the light of love cannot be extinguished from heart or soul, because the light is eternal. And that's really what the message with Tang is also. Everything's eternal, so we don't have to have nostalgia. We don't have to miss anything from the past. We don't have to wait for something to come into our lives in the future. We can make everything now. Time is eternal. There's nothing in the future that we can't have now, and there's nothing in the past that we can't have now. Maybe in a different form, but forms are just always changing. It doesn't matter the form, it's the energy in it. And so we can have the energies that we want at any time, and then as they take forms, great, but it's not so much the form as it is the energy, and that's about the eternity and being with the essences of things. So I hope everybody feels great with their essential bonds and their sense of presence with the essences around them, and that's something that we it's actually our nature and our divine right to have. So we should always be feeling that truth of essences around us. And that's the eternal love, the pine tree. So, anyway, happy Songkran, everyone. What they do is everyone goes crazy. There's big festivals, and they throw water and paint and all sorts of stuff, and everything gets wet and colored. So, anyway, I will see you again and either tomorrow or the day after. But I'll get around to this reading soon. So, anyway, take care, and I will see you again soon.